Now, guys, so I wanted to discuss manifestation basics. We are co-creating. We are creators. We are co-creating with the universe. You can say with Source, with God. It is our natural state. So we are creators. We are multidimensional beings. We are actually pretty powerful. Your thoughts are helping to create your reality. What you're focusing on grows. So, with manifestation, it is not about straining, it is not about forcing. It is about, number one, you have to get very clear about what you want. Number two, you have to ask. Number three, you have to let go. Number three, you have to let go. And I really learned that from the book The Untethered Soul, to help with letting go. You're not here to be forcing and straining and getting in there and like, oh, I gotta make this work. No. You decide what you want, you ask for it, you can write it, you can ask the universe, all this sort of stuff. Ask, believe, receive. And it's already done. It's already done. The minute you decide, I want this, it talks about it in the Bible, but when somebody does a prayer, like it's answered, all this sort of stuff, what you ask for in prayer, believe, and you'll receive it. Yeah, you ask for it, you will receive it. But you have to let go and realize you're just like, okay, the minute I asked, I'm good. It's happening. But you do have to, and it is a law. There is the law of action, a universal law. You will most likely, it depends, but it might be action that you weren't expecting. It could be something that's subtle. Inspired action that comes forth from you. That is something that has to be discussed, because you asked, you believe, receive, but then you probably will have, like, to give you some idea, I felt this was inspired action to put this channel together. I had channels in the past on some of this, I backed away. The other day, it was like a shove of, like, start doing this again. People need some of this stuff. So right away, felt it, and it came forth. It wasn't just like I'm straining to do this. I pretty much feel like I could sit here and just bang out 20 videos right now. That's literally how inspired action works. It's just like, whoa, and it feels like you're running downhill. That's kind of what it feels like. It's even though you're actually doing stuff, you're taking action. It's just like a breeze. That's what it feels like. So, ask, believe, receive. This is a good book for this. Abraham Hicks. That is kind of the basic there. I can definitely do multiple videos. There is scripting, there is lists, there is doing prayers to the universe, to Source, to God, whatever term you'd like. There is all sorts of things. You can literally write a list. Today, universe is discussed in there, like a wish list. Using gratitude will supercharge your law of attraction. Rhonda Byrne, I believe that's her name, who wrote The Secret. I saw a video recently. Literally was doing these rampages of gratitude. When she wrote The Secret, she was $2 million in debt. Okay? And there was other people out there, like, was it Lewis Howe? He was an injured athlete sleeping on his sister's couch, and he was like, you know what? I'm going to be a bestseller. I'm going to work with Tim Ferriss's publisher, and this and that's going to happen. And he decided. So, know what you want, decide unwaveringly, ask for it in some way, shape, or form, writing it or voicing it, and then you will take the inspired action. So, obviously, in Moose's case, the book didn't write itself. He had to write the book and do all this sort of stuff. He got the podcast going and all this sort of stuff. But Rhonda Burns, that was interesting for manifestation, hearing some of the stuff she went through. So she had to practice law of vibration. She had to keep her thoughts in check. How she was writing a book, $2 million in debt on manifestation. She probably had to work through imposter syndrome, feeling like, oh, how am I full of it? This is ridiculous. $2 million in debt, and I'm teaching people, write a book on this. This is ridiculous. Was doing that. She was having it, so keep her vibration up, keep herself positive, She was using gratitude, law of gratitude. She was using law of non-resistance, where she was loving all her thoughts. Whatever her thoughts and feelings were, she would send a ton of love to it, not resist them, welcome them. Because when you do that, it processes and it flows. All the laws, they play together. They all play together. So, and money does have laws. It has laws, and I can discuss that more. But keep in mind too, with manifestation, where you are now does not mean where you're going to be. So you want to be telling the story that you want it to be. You never want to be describing yourself or your finances or anything like that in a negative light. It's always eternal optimism. I'm telling you right now, and life will reflect that. And so, how are you doing? Fantastic. How's your finances? They're improving all the time. How's your health? Getting healthier all the time. It's awesome. Really? But you're X and Y age. I'm like a fine wine. I get better with age. I age gracefully. Yeah, that's just how it is. You see examples of that. There's people like that. Holy crap, they're getting older, but they look better and better. Yeah, tell that story. Tell that story. Yeah, I'll probably go into this in individual videos there. But the basic template for it is still ask, believe, receive, but the missing portion the two missing portions that a lot of people need to realize: stuff about the action and the stuff about the letting go. And the book, The Untethered Soul, might be very helpful for that, because sometimes its ego wants to get in there and get your hands in there, and it doesn't have to make sense. Excuse me. So there was a manifestation teacher I saw one of her videos recently, and I think it was Amanda something. Anyways, when she was doing her coaching business, she described literally, like, this is not how other people would have done this, but it came to her. She knew she had to do it. She put up flyers, I think, at Starbucks and coffee shops, and she got most of her main core clients doing it that way. It might be something you were not expecting at all. Like, you get this intuitive hit or a dream or something comes to you, like, I just need to do this. I don't know why, I just feel it so strongly. Because you've already decided what you want, and you're like, but I need to do this, and that's how it's going to start coming about. So don't judge it. It might be something you weren't expecting. Like, you go and you decide, I want X amount of money, whatever. Do you realize the minute you do that, you activated all these possibilities, all this stuff from the universe? It's not like there's one thing. And they talk about it, they call it rockets of desire, Abraham Hicks. It's just like if you want a relationship. If you're constantly focusing, I want a relationship, I want to date somebody, I want this and that. It's not like one person. Like, it's literally just like you activated all these possibilities of like probably hundreds of thousands of possibilities, more than that, obviously. But it's all I'm saying is the dating pool's not limited in that case. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, I'm really jumping all over the place here. Ask and it's given. Remember that. Get really clear. Let it go. You can surrender it to the universe. Universe, bring this to me in the easiest, most loving way possible. It's not about straining. It's not about forcing. The action will feel aligned. It will feel easy and effortless. Yeah, and you might find that where you're like, oh, I'm frustrated. What's happening? I haven't felt anything yet. Focus on feeling good. Focus on the law of vibration. Keep yourself feeling good. Do your yoga. Get into nature. Do this and that. Do your meditation. And then when it comes, when it's just like, boom, there's that intuitive hit, you take that action, you get up and you go and you do it without question, and you will find that aligned action, Abraham Hicks talks about it, is so much more powerful than this sloppy, stressed out, jumping all over the place, like job stuff. I'll give you an example. Do you go out there and bomb out 500 or 1,000 resumes? Why can't I get this? Why can't I get this? That's resistance, resistance, resistance. You would instead, it would be get yourself feeling good. Go and do something that feels good. Eat healthier food. maybe do some yoga, meditate on it. You can do prayers on it, all that sort of stuff. Get aligned, feeling good, and then from there you might go, oh, that's weird. I feel drawn to going to, I don't know, this specific area. I don't know why. And then you meet a person, starts up a conversation, a job opportunity comes up. Logically, like, where does that come from? Of course, where do you think it comes from? Yeah, so I think I'll end the video there. I will be discussing more on this. It's just something to play around with. Something to play around with. But step one, get clear about what you want. And don't be wishy-washy with it. That's the big thing. Know for sure, this is what I want. This is what lights me up. This is what feels good. And then the more you want it, like that strong, strong desire, yeah, keep that in mind. All right, comments, questions down below, and I can answer those for you. All right, take care.